whothatdaily.com. That's right, the whothatdaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who Dat and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, whothatdaily.com is your site. The whothatdaily.com for the sport Who Dat in all of us. Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform stores where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. So check out the Pro Shop and Who Dat Daily.
Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that?
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, Who Dat Nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Who that? To the black and gold family, man. What's going on, fam? Thursday installment. Sports Coma, we up in this thing. Much love to the great Saint think tank. But like I've been saying for some time now, welcome, welcome, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. I'm Big Q. I'm in the building. Much love to the great Saint think tank. Much love to the Who Dat Nation, the black and gold nation, the best in the world. Much love to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in this episode of the Coma, and this one here, fam, entitled the Saints structure contracts of Cam Jordan and Kpassagnon to free up more money on this in this thing. So much love to the fam. I appreciate y'all being in this live stream. We're gonna cover several news, notes, and items. I won't hold y'all for very long, and of course, you know, I'll return on the Friday stream and open up the phone lines, let the family members chime in. We also have another mock draft rolling at you from TSC, doing it, baby, as we keep it going. So much love to the fam. I appreciate y'all for being up in this thing. Much love to 3L's in the building, Pick It and Flick It. Much love to you. Elite is in the building. What's up, KB, baby? Who that to you? Derek Cropper, who that to you? 504 Cole, who that to you? Josh, what's up, Josh? Goat 23, who that to you? Swag fam, what's happening, family? Who that to you? Lamar Shotty, who that to you? What's up, Doty 400 Louisiana? Who that to you, fam? Carlton is in the building. What's up, Carlton? Who that to you? State of the Pelicans. What's up, DJ? Much love, fam. All right, Elite. All right, much love. What's up, Tori? Who that to you, brother? Tori Shepard Senior in the building. Sam, what's up, fam? Who that to you? Sam 504 in the building as well. Much love to the fam. I appreciate y'all for joining me in the Thursday episode of the Coma, man. We up in this thing. So a lot of stuff been happening in the black and gold. Of course, a lot of the family talk, a lot of the stuff been happening in the NFL, the changing the guards of quarterbacks. Wilson flipped his ass to the Broncos, in which they gave up a king's ransom to land him. As the LUC with Carson Wentz ended up going to the, where did he go? The Commanders, to my boy Louis T squad. So They got a QB there. Now they left Jameis alone. They were in hot pursuit of Jameis. Various reports were indicating, but they backed off for Jameis and went for the trade from Indianapolis to get Carson Wentz. So that's intriguing as well. So a lot is going on in some of the Saints' top free agents. We talking Teron Armstead. We talking Jameis Winston. We talking guys like Marcus Williams. Those guys are listed as the best available free agents out there. And of course, Teron Armstead's being courted by 2 Florida clubs who got a lot of money to spend. And Jameis Winston is also on several people's boards. But the fact that the Commanders didn't get him and they went with Carson Wentz, and of course, you heard about Aaron Rodgers going back to his squad. It's all very interesting. And of course, they're saying behind the scenes as well, not the Saints, but people are saying Tom Brady is in play. So for whatever that is, I don't know. But that's what they're saying. Hopefully not for us. All right. So big ups to the fam. Much love. Universal 878. Who that to you? What's up, Yin? Yin, who that to you, fam? What it do? Brother Donovan. What's up, Donovan? Who that to you, brother? Hope everything going good with you. What's up, Brock? Who that to you? Jarrell, I see you, fam. Much love. What's up, Kai? Who that to you, fam? Much love. Smallville in the building. What's up, Smallville? Who that to you, fam? Ant-Man. What's up, baby? Who that to you? What's up, Ramsey? Who that to you? Said, who that Q? Me and my wife just celebrated our 32nd year, 32-year wedding anniversary over the weekend. Well, Ramsey, congratulations towards you and your wife, man. Congratulations. 32 loving, beautiful years, man. That is dedication, especially in today's culture, man, where that is not appreciated. You know, everybody like, okay, the grass is greener type crap, but you got somebody, you like old Martin Lawrence used to say, you got somebody that got you. Don't it feel good to have somebody that got you? Yeah, but congratulations, Ramsey, to you and your wife, man. Much love. I appreciate y'all being real Sports Coma family members. And congratulations to you and your wife on a fantastic anniversary, man. Big ups to you. All right, big ups to the rest of the fam, man. Much love. Okay, Swag fan, good that your wife is feeling better from C19. All right, Maul, what's up? Maul been a pro megastar for 20 months, almost 2 years. For Maul, what's up, Tremal? Big ups to my boy Tremal as well. Big ups to you, bro. Appreciate you. All right, who else we got? All right, what's up, Pammy? Whammy, what's up, Queen? All right, good to see you, Gabriel Thomas. What's up, Gabriel Cameron? I see you, fam. Much love to you as well. I appreciate y'all being here. What's up, Baraka is in the building as well. Your boy Cuts, who that to you, Big Ant? I see you, fam. All right, your boy Cuts says, Big Q, what do you think of the Deshaun Watson talk? Man, I tell you what, the Deshaun Watson talk is he's a terrific talent, man. He really is. The only thing that's an issue with is the fact that, number one, what you're going to give up to get him is going to be, well, you already know what you're going to give up to get him because Texans made that clear what they want. It's a steep price to pay for Deshaun Watson, but it's also the biggest part of Deshaun Watson is the legal issues that's circulating around him. That's the big part of the Deshaun Watson thing. You got to pay a heavy ransom in terms of picks to land him. He got a massive contract that you have to fit in your books. And then on top of that, and if that's not bad enough, the legal issues that have yet to be totally resolved could be problematic in the future. So those are the things that keep me away from Deshaun Watson. Those are the things, and that's a lot right there, to be honest with you. And the third one really should be first. The legal issues is something that's very bad, period. In the fact that the Saints have to open up cap revenue to afford him, to bring him in here, which they'll have difficulties doing. That's a massive contract he toting around that you have to fit in there. And then, you know, and then, of course, what you got to get him. So it's not like he's a free agent. You got to give them compensation, draft-wise, otherwise. And then you got to absorb his contract. And then you have to deal with the legal issues from whatever. That's a lot to ask for. That's why I'm saying that is totally not feasible in many different measurements. If you think about it, boy, that's a lot of shit right there. All right, so thank you for the question there, your boy Cuts. I mean, the Saints can talk all they want. It just, that's just, at least wait to see what happens with his legal issues and then revisit it as another time. And I don't think too many people going to give up all that to get him, and he still got all that circuit. That's the money, then the draft compensation, then the legal matters. My goodness, man, that's just too damn much. You know what I mean? Thanks for the question, your boy Cuts. What's up, brother Donald? Who that to your free game? I see you, fam. Tragic, brother, tragic as well. Much love to you as well. Good to see y'all in the building. All right, Kai says, say Q, you think that just the Saints going to target another running back, whether it's free agency or the draft, since Kamara could be suspended for 6 to 8 games? I absolutely agree with you, brother Kai. I think they will. And this will be a blessing in disguise come to think about it too, when you do it, because they have some really good dynamic backs that's in this draft that are going to be available. And I don't think they'll go for any backs in the first round, but maybe in the second or third round, they'll have some really good running backs that'll be available in the draft this year that the Saints could be able to pick up for real. So yeah, I absolutely think that could be the case as well. All right, Hoodie. Thank you for being a pro Omega B star, my friend, for the last couple of months. And big ups to you, fam. He said, "What's up, Big Q? Watching you from work. Who that, man?" All right, Hoodie. Thank you, brother, and hope you're having some good cooking going on over there, my brother. And be safe, man. Appreciate your super chat, and thank you for watching, my friend. All right, appreciate you, brother Jerry is in the building. That old OG sitting there. Good to see you, brother Jerry. All right, who that to you as well. What's up, Mask Up Podcast in the building. Good to see you, fam. B Jizzle. What's up, B Jizzle? How you doing, brother? He says, "Give bless you, my brother." Who that to you, bro? And I hope everything going all right with you, my friend. Be safe on those streets in New Orleans, my friend. Appreciate you and the family in blue out there, man. You guys be safe out there. All right, let's keep it going, man. All right. Brother Duddy 400 says, what do you think about Jimmy G, Big Q? Hey, bro, listen. I'm not a Jimmy G a person. You know, I'm going to be honest with you there, Duddy. But I just feel like, you know, Jameis should be the guy for the black and gold. And hey, stuff happens, you know, where somebody, they might have to move on because somebody got a better offer and the Saints can't match it. Then, of course, instead of having, you know, they might bring them in here for a year or two. If you can't get Jameis, then there really aren't too many options that you will have available in free agency. If it's not Jameis, it's Teddy Bridgewater. But Dennis Allen is not Sean Payton. You know what I'm saying? And Dennis Allen might want a guy, if he can't get Jameis, he might feel in his mind that Garoppolo is a better version, better than Teddy Bridgewater. You know, so he would have to prop him up, you know, and and make sure that he's protected so he don't get hit. So if he's standing back there and he don't get shell shocked, like he just been getting tore up these last many years, he's hurt right now. So I mean, you know, so he got hurt, and the man is always hurt, to be honest with you. So I'm not really excited about Jimmy Garoppolo, but I do understand that if we don't get Jameis and if they don't go with Teddy Bridgewater, which I think should be the next option, Jimmy Garoppolo will help you win some ball games. And maybe it's a year, maybe it's 2 years, and then they draft the quarterback. But, you know, we'll see, fam, because Jameis Winston is the number one quarterback in free agency. And they're going to take a few teams, going to take a stab at him. And I think Jameis wants to be in New Orleans based on prior conversations. But I think what he's going to do is, well, like what any smart quarterback or player period would do, which is counterbalance the offers that he's getting from other teams and use that as leverage to push the Saints offer into, you know, the level up the Saints offer. And remember, Jameis Winston gave the Saints 2 cheap contracts the last couple of years. He gave him a $1 million contract. The first year he fired his agent behind it. The second year it went up to 3-something. And then, you know, this time around, he wants a multiple year. He had to prove a deal last year. He wants a multi-year deal, 2 or 3 years with Jameis. And then, of course, if I was the Saints, I would, like I said, sign Jameis and draft your quarterback. Well, Q, we got booked. Well, we can have another quarterback and let those two compete for the QB job. I'd rather have, you know, 2 young up-and-coming quarterbacks behind Jameis learning the system, competing than to bring in here Trevor Siemian, who can only win games for you. If the quarterback get hurt the same game, he'll win it for you. But if he starts on his own, he can't win jack Scooby for you. You know, so it's just how it goes. But, you know, appreciate the question, my friend. All right, let's keep on going here, man. Donald says Jameis Winston or Teddy Bridgewater for me. Yeah, and a lot of people feel that way, brother Donald. What's up, brother Will Dickerson as well. Good to see you, brother. Jerry say he don't want Jimmy G, and I think a lot of the Who Dat family members feel that way about Garoppolo because they don't want he got a really ugly injury history. He's a decent quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but he has this ugly quarterback. I mean, these ugly injuries every year that he's hurt. He's gonna miss time, and we want somebody that's gonna be back there, standing up there, handling their business. So I mean, I don't want somebody that you pat him on the back and you dislocate his back. So I mean, the damn guy hurt every year, man, and that's my biggest concern about Garoppolo is that he's just too injury prone. We don't need him, and of course, people might mention Marcus Mariota, who's also an injury type of quarterback with a large upside. If you could protect him, he'll play for you, but who knows? I don't think it goes in that direction. And they got to go woefully bad for the Saints to move away from Jameis Winston, man. I mean, unless they're going to put his offer way up in the sky, I think the Saints need to do it. But they are definitely doing their due diligence on the quarterbacks, man. They're looking all kind of way. Thank you for that, fam. Appreciate you. All right. What's up, D? My boy Derek Allison in the building. What's good, my brother? Appreciate you being here, my man. Much love to brother Derek Allison. Good to see you, fam. All right. Donald said, what about Tyrann? Yeah, I like Tyrann Mathieu to be the safety of Marcus. And I think Marcus Williams is gone, fam. I'm going to just tell y'all like this. He getting a lot of smoke, too. A lot of people looking at Marcus Williams. They like the fact that he's 26 years of age. And it's kind of, I ain't gonna say it's a crowded safety market, but they got some quality safeties out there. Matter of fact, the Commanders let go Landon Collins, and he'll be added to the free agent list as well. So Landon Collins is a hell of a player to be out there. So, I do like Tyrann Mathieu to come back to the city where he came from and went to LSU and went up there and handled the business. I would love to see him and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson flying around there, but you got Landon Collins in the free agent mix. It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be a fun offseason in terms of the free agency. We just got to get our money right, so we can be relevant and get the right players and get some of these guys in to help out. Jameis, 2-time Super Bowl MVP. Is Craig a linebacker coach? Craig who? Please expound on. He said, new training video released Jameis in Saints gear again. He started wear the JW gear for a couple of weeks. Vegas odds moves a plus 500 to plus 250 to minus 120 for Jameis QB. Vegas knows something. Perhaps, bro. Perhaps. Yeah, I know, Kevin. You say Landon Collins can hit, but can he cover? He can't cover worth the damn. Yeah, I know. He's out there. But that's just another thing you put on the market to see. But they got some good safeties out there, to be honest with you, GM Kev. But I do like Tyrann. I think Tyrann Mathieu is probably, and he paying $14 million right now. The Saints are just, in a second mind of whether they want to give that money to Marcus Williams. And of course, we talking about Mathieu as a guy who's been a Pro Bowler a couple of times. So yeah, they feel more comfortable with him. I think that would be an upside. One of the family members made a great comparison to in the chat, in the comment section, when they said that he had a similar impact to what Darren Sharper had on the field. I'd make that stipulation. The first year, because the second year, not so much, but that first year he was lightning in the bottle. So if we can have that type of production on the field from our safety play with Jenkins and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson at the nickel and Adebo and Laddie Daddy, man, we looking good in the secondary. All right. Yeah. I got you, free game. He's slow as hell. What's up, Mario? He says side Tyrann or Marcus Mays. Yeah, Marcus Mays is another. I think he's hurt though, isn't he? He recovering from injury. Yeah, Marcus Mays was a guy that was getting the Saints were interested, and I remember seeing reports that the Saints were interested in trade from. This was some time ago with Marcus Mays, but he's been a guy that can play, but injury issues are something that's with him. I think he's hurt right now, isn't he? I think he's recovering, or he was hurt. All right, XX Nola Hitman says, if Marcus Williams leave, I really love Lewis. Okay, yeah, the safety from out of Georgia. Yeah, I like him too, man. I like him too. I was looking at tape of him last week. All right, so if the Honey Badgers are safety, says 5-0 code, there is no miracle. No Minnesota miracle. No nothing miracle. He will go back there and tear ass, man. His energy, his intelligence. He's a natural ball hawk. He just got to stay healthy and help out the team. So even if you get the Tyron, you still would have to draft the safety, in my opinion. Wherever, like, you're going to have to fill in the safety position anyway. All right, Tyrese said, I think Teron. What's up, Tyrese said, I think Teron's coming back. I can see him coming back on a 2-year, 3-year deal. Only 30 years old. He's gonna they're gonna put his price in the head. He's the #1 sought after tackle in free agency, bro. And both the Jaguars and the not the Bucks, but the Dolphins have money, and they want Teron Armstead there to be the blindside tackle. So there's no way the Saints can compete with their money. So I mean, if they offer Teron's money, they're gonna put it way up in the sky. The Saints, and the only way he comes back, and anything's possible, is perhaps to give him if he gives the Saints a sweetheart deal and he's loyal to the team, he wants to stay. I can see that happening. But if he's in free agency and the Saints are letting the market decide his value, the market's going to price him completely out of the Saints' reach. And they still right now fighting to get up on the underneath the overage that they're currently underneath. So we'll see how it is. But anyway, much love to the fan. Appreciate y'all being here. Man, feel free to hit the like button. Please feel free to hit that damn like button and help your boy out. If you're not a subscriber, please feel free to subscribe as well. All right. Thank you once again, Hoodie. Brother Tramal says, Big Q, I'm here holding it down in the back. I got you, Brother Tramal. Kevin GM Kev says, you put Matthew back there and the options open for defensive play call, and you can move him everywhere. Yes, indeed. Yeah, he's very versatile, man. Plays all over. And it'll be an upgrade, man, if you have him, because I mean, it's just what it is, man, to be honest with you. It'll be a big upgrade to have him there. All right, thank you for that, man. All right, Swag says Ezra, the wide receiver from Sam Houston State, would be a great addition to the wide receiver room. He's another burner with good hands. Been looking at a lot of wide receivers in the draft, and it's a good draft for the Saints to have that need, you know. What's up, brother DeRay? Who that to you, fam? Much love as well. Appreciate you for being here, man. Hope everything going well with you as well, my friend. So here we go, fam. We're going to get ready to start up. We're going to hit these articles, and then we're going to dirk out. Like I said, I ain't going to try to hold you guys for too long in the stream. Let's get it popping. Let me see. All right. So number one, we'll start off with this article from CBS Sports covering the Saints. Saints restructure contracts of Cam Jordan. We knew that was eventually coming into New Passenger to create salary cap space. Still some movements left to be had, but at the same time, man, you know, they're trying to get up under that overage. All right. What's up, G Weezy? Says, I've been here for 3 years. I never talk, just listen, just saying who that. All right, G Weezy. Good to hear from you, man. Appreciate you, and who that to you, fam. Much love. Brother Trey, what's happening, fam? ESPN can't flock with us ever. Trey add ever on top of it. Thank you, Trey. All right. Nola Hitman said, would like for us to go after the guy. Like, yeah. I like Robinson too. Day 3. That's a good call right there, Hitman. That's a good call in day 3. Yeah, that would be good. And remember what Dennis Allen said too, bro, about having that powerful running game. When he said that during his press conference when he was introduced as the new coach, didn't that player with that type of running style pop in your head, Robinson, and what he can do? I mean, seriously, that dude is everything that what Coach Allen was talking about, a bruising power running game, explosive offense. Man, that'd be cool, man. I would love to see that. Thank you. All right, Smallville. Thank you, Q. You're making these $8. All right, thank you, Smallville. Who that to you? Armstead, Tragic says Armstead is descending asset. I feel Williams is still ascending and still haven't reached his prime. All right. Thank you, Tragic. Tragic got great breakdowns. A lot of family members throwing in really good comments. Brother Tyrese, what's up, fam? Says if Jameson Williams and Chris Olave not there, we'll go with Drake London. He was the best receiver in the draft before he got hurt. Very interesting prospect, big, physical, wide receiver with a lot of talent, man. You got to give him. But listen, I'm going to show you some of the CBS guys' mock drafts, updated mock drafts, and some of them you'll be surprised. Well, maybe you won't, because a lot of you guys are in tune with the needs of the team, so it'll be pretty good. Ramsey said, "Hey Q, you think the Cardinals offensive line Jordan Hicks will lose?" He says, "Do you think about Cardinals offensive line Hicks if we lose Armstead?" It's hard for me to even kind of think about them going after and getting some of these other guys, you know, because of the salary cap situation. I want to see what the Saints do. in terms of getting down, because they got to get up under the cap, then free up enough money to be able to be competitive in free agency. And I don't think, who knows, they might be able to scrap up enough money to go after a top, maybe a top flight free agent. I don't know. That'll be kind of skeptical, but I'm saying more like a second or third tier guys like in the wide receiver cores. And I talk about the Cedric Wilsons. I talk about the guys like the Russell Gages, perhaps the guys like DJ Chalk, to add them in there with some of your draft pick capital. That's your draft assets. That's what I'm looking at, kind of accentuate, because the offense needs a lot. But you might have a point. The Saints do, if depending on the movements, I guess it is, I'm trying to say, depending on the movements of what's going on with the team in terms of the offensive line play, we know they're going to shuffle the lineup. We know that Ramczyk will move to blindside tackle because he's the best offensive lineman you have now. And he's the highest paid one, which usually mean that guy will be if he's a tackle, he's going to be a blindside tackle. And then, of course, where does Eric McCoy stay at center? Does he stay at center? And I say, well, why is that, Q? Because do you need to correct where you have Cesar Salad Ruiz? Do he move to center, or does he stay at guard and stink? Does that offensive line stay the same insofar as just you add Landon Young or Hurst, or does Andrews Pete kick out from guard to tackle finally? You see what I'm saying? Because the two biggest contracts you have is Ryan Ramczyk's contract, and then they restructured Andrews Pete. But outside of that, the rest of you got a cheap contract from Cesar Salad Ruiz and Andrews Pete. Eric McCoy still playing on this rookie deal. His contract he's due for an extension this upcoming year. So it's about whether they do, the shuffling of the line. Do they shuffle the line a bit and kind of move Ruiz to the position that he was drafted to play, which was center, because McCoy could play guard and he'll be a Pro Bowler. Does Pete kick out the right tackle, or does Pete stay at guard? Do they say, okay, Hurst, and let a battle happen between Hurst and Landon Young, or do they draft an offensive lineman to come in there? So there's some play in a line play. So, it wouldn't surprise me if they did get a veteran guard and they bring him in, because, it's just, I want to see more depth and more. I think we need to shuffle the line. That's my point on that, but I appreciate the question, man. I might need a whole show to talk about that shit. I might need a whole show. Thank you for the question, though, man. All right, let's get it going. Let's get into these articles, fam. Saints restructure contracts of Cam Jordan to Tanoh Kpassagnon to create salary cap space. The Saints are trying to get under the salary cap, and this is by Curry, and this happened earlier today. The Saints are working frantically to get under the salary cap by the start of the new league year next week, and found a way to save significant amounts of salary cap space, per Phil Yates. The New Orleans Saints restructured the contracts of defensive ends Cam Jordan and Tanoh Kpassagnon on Thursday, creating over $12 million in salary cap space, 12.4, at $45.2 million over the salary cap. Before this move, the Saints have some significant work to do in order to get under the threshold by next week. Remember, it's the 16th, family. Jordan has a cap number of 23.1 heading into the 2022 season, and has 2 years left on his contract. Jordan finished with 48 pressures, 12.5 sacks last season, earning his 5th consecutive Pro Bowl berth. He's recorded his fourth double-digit sack season and has 107 sacks in his career. Jordan finished with 55 tackles and 22 quarterback hits, anchoring a Saints defensive line that finished 8th in the NFL with 46 sacks last year. Let's keep the party going. 107, and you know how many he needs to catch? Ricky Jackson, who has the Saints all-time sack lead, I think it's like 115. So if Cam is within arm's range, having a good year, and he got 2 years left of catching the ever great Ricky Jackson, the Hall of Famer, man. And when it's all said and done, is Cam Jordan a Hall of Famer? I would have to say yes, man. I would have to say yes. Cam is definitely a Hall of Fame. We don't think about him like that, but you got to give it to him. Cam, you're looking at a future Hall of Famer, family. He's going to get them 115, I think it is, sacks that Ricky Jackson has. And, if for the Saints, all-time lead. Kpassagnon had 14 pressures and 4 sacks for the Saints last season, and he was tearing it up. Kpassagnon was tearing it up, man. He looked good inside and out. He was a natural fit. He was, at one point, he was leading the Saints in sacks, and then he got hurt, and then boom, he just disappeared. Somebody just threw him in the black hole somewhere. And he never came back. He also had 18 tackles, 8 quarterback hits. He had a cap number of 3.2 and 22. And the final year of his contract, the Saints still have significant work remaining in order to create salary cap space and to actually be a player in free agency. Thursday moves are just a part of the mix. And there's still some other moves yet to be worked out. That'll be rolling, as it's only to be surprised by this weekend. You see more of that happening. So yes, indeed. Absolutely fantastic with Cam Jordan. A great year that he had this past year. He was absolutely awesome last year, man. Absolutely. Yeah, 504, I agree with you, bro. 504 Coach says Cam's absolutely a Hall of Famer. Absolutely, bro. He is. He's a Hall of Famer. You're looking at a Hall of Famer there. That's the next one. All right, so yeah, let's keep it going and we move on to the next one here. Let's get into Nolas.com's free agency tracker 2022, a running list of New Orleans signings and roster moves thus far that was compiled by both Amy and Luke Johnson of NOLA.com. Again, we always got to give our writers a shout out, man, when I cover their articles, so that the family members always know to go there and check them out and share their stuff, man. Show them, we appreciate what they do. The New Orleans Saints had 18 players headed for free agency, including several starters. The new league year begins March the 16th, but the Saints have already begun busy making determinations for their restricted free agents and exclusive right free agents. And of course, Tanoh Kpassagnon compiled this list for our enjoyment. Defensive end Carl Granderson. He was an exclusive rights guy. He signed with the Saints, according to ESPN. That was also news today as well. And we talked about the show. Like, yeah, they're gonna sign Carl Granderson back because it's not going to be an expensive contract to get Carl Granderson back. And of course, and they call him a defensive end, but Jalen Dalton is a nose tackle. He's more a defensive tackle than defensive end. He's the massive 6'6", 300-pounder, and every year, hopefully this year, be different for Jalen Dalton. At one point last year, family, Jalen Dalton was the starting nose tackle next to David Onyemata. He was starting opposite, and he was having, in the last couple of training camps, he was right there. He was on top of that starting nose tackle position. And then boom, bam, beam, injury happens for the second consecutive year and benched him for the entire season. So hopefully Jalen Dalton comes back, because this guy right here, man, could really be something big for the Saints. And I mean more than his physique. But this guy really is something else. They find a real diamond in the rough with Jalen Dalton, man. So both him and Carl Granderson, who we like Carl Granderson a lot, had a step back last year. And Dalton was hurt once again for 2 straight years. So hopefully he can shake it and get back. So both those guys re-signed. And of course, we know about Ethan Greenwich signing as well on Tuesday. As re-signing, and that was per his agent on March the 8th. And the contract details, if you're looking at it, both these previous contracts between Granderson and Dalton are to be announced. And Ethan Greenwich as well reached that 1-year base salary at $965. And of course, you can see tight end Garrett Griffin, restricted status not tendered by Saints and entering free agency, which, at some point you get it. Like we said, we've been having Garrett Griffin here for years. And Garrett Griffin had opportunities to step up and do some stuff. And what does he always end up doing? Getting hurt. You can't lean on him. You can't count on him. So it's time to get him on up out of here and bring somebody in here that we can count on. And of course, the Saints did re-up with tight end Juwan Johnson on a 1-year base salary too. He made the switch over from the wide receiver to tight end position and looked good. He disappeared at points. Last year, he missed a bunch of games. I think he was in Coach Payton's doghouse because he wasn't hurt. And then eventually he made himself back on the field. But early on, he was doing really well. So hopefully we can pick up more of a role in the system moving forward for the Saints. And of course, like I said, I still would like to have another veteran to the tight end room besides Nick Vannett. And of course, here's the other list on the top of the roster moves made above. Here's a list of pending free agents the Saints have. They are listed in alphabetical order and are unrestricted free agents unless otherwise noted. And of course, you see Quan Alexander there. Hopefully the Saints can get him back. I think Teron Armstead is going to be gone. Deontay Harty, formerly Deontay Harris, is restricted according to Sport Tracking over the cap numbers. His annual at just under $10 million a year. So do the Saints pay $10 million a year for Deontay Harris Harty? Safety Jeff Heath, that shouldn't come back. Jalen Holmes did okay. Could be a cheap re-signing. Receiver Ty Montgomery, who was on and off and with injury issues. Quarterback Trevor Siemian. Receiver Traquan Smith. Defensive tackle Shy Tuttle could be re-signed as well. Running back and special teamer Dwayne Washington. You see Marcus Williams is one of the top sought-after safeties in free agency. I think he'll be priced out of the Saints' range. That's why there's talks between the Saints and mutual interest between him and Tyrann Mathieu, but you never know. Safety P.J. Williams could be coming back to the black and gold as well. And, of course, the big fish of the pond in terms of quarterback Jameis Winston, who's getting numerous looks by different teams, whether they be the Steelers, whether they're the Colts, whether they're the Seahawks. It's different teams, period, looking at Jameis Winston. I think Jameis Winston ultimately comes back to the Saints. But like I said, I think he'll end up using his deals or the queries. In Tampa Bay, you could throw the Buccaneers in there too. That using their contract offers as a leverage for the Saints to see where they want to be. So he definitely wants a multi-year contract. And you'll have to pay more money than you ever paid for Jameis Winston. So his value is the highest it's been in the last 3 years. All right, let's move in. Let's talk a little bit more about this. The promising young defensive lineman that we just talked about with Carl Granderson and also Jalen Dalton coming back as well. And, of course, Granderson signed with the Saints as an undrafted free agent prior to the 2019 season and has since worked his way into a role as a rotational pass rusher. In 38 games with the Saints, Granderson recorded 9 sacks, 10 tackles for loss. His best season came in 2020 when he tallied 5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles while playing about 30% of the Saints' defensive snaps. He played a career-high 45.1% of the Saints' defensive snaps last season, according to ESPN's report. Granderson's contract is not the typical qualifying offer. He's signing a 2-year deal with the Saints that will pay him approximately $4.3 million. There you go. That's pretty good money. A 2-year deal basically breaks down at about 2.5 for him, 2.1 and some change. Which is in line with the projected second-round tender for restricted free agents. So not bad. So a 2-year deal with Carl Granderson, man. That's good. Granderson will likely resume his rotational role with New Orleans as he's bringing top edge rusher Cam Jordan, Marcus Davenport, Peyton Turner back in 2022 as well. And Peyton Turner was healthy. He looked good. You know, Davenport, when healthy, got to step his game up. But Davenport and Peyton Turner have to remain healthy, but it's good to have a good insurance policy like Granderson. And then you add them. So I like the 4 pass rushers we have. Health is a big part of this mix, though. And, of course, on the big Jalen Dalton has been with the Saints since 2020, but has yet to play after suffering season-ending tricep injuries in training camp each of the last 2 seasons. It's a shame because he be balling in camp, man, and those injuries just take him off the field the entire year. The brief audition Dalton had with the team has been positive, though. The young defensive tackle who played collegiately at North Carolina impressed in 2020 and flashed repeatedly in training camp last season. Can't move him. He's tough. He's strong, you know, and he provides a push in the middle, and he just couldn't stay healthy. That's the biggest thing. Hopefully he can beat them damn injuries so he can add some depth because he's a true nose tackle, man. 6'6", 300-pounder. You know, you have a big guy like Dalton. You have, and like I said, remember the Saints defensive linemen are some of the biggest, tallest guys in the NFL. You got guys like Davenport, who's 6'6", Cam 6'5". You have Jalen Dalton 6'6", Carl Granderson 6'5". You know, you got Kpassagnon 6'7", and Onyemata 6'3". So I mean, you have these massive, tall, athletic defensive linemen for the Saints, and the Saints are just keeping these guys together, man. So hopefully Jalen Dalton, who's a true nose tackle, that'll fit well. Not to mention you got the other undrafted guys that'll, you know, you can throw in that mix to kind of help this team move in the right direction. So, man, yeah, I'm really, really excited about that. All right, on to the NFL free agency, and this is coming from sportingnews.com. Their rankings of the top 11 quarterbacks available ranked from Jameis to Cam. So let's look at this one. This is from Vinny Lear, and he's breaking it down, talking about the best ones before getting in some veteran bridge types and backups who tend to journey to different teams from one season to the next. There are some hopeful to get one last shot at erasing at their label the first round disappointment, draft disappointment. But in NFL free agency 2022, these are the quarterback rankings. Jameis sits on top, and this is not the only ranking pool. Most of the majority of them put Jameis on the top, and that's why there's several teams that's kind of circulating around Jameis Winston, and those offers for his services are going to increase. Now, Winston was having a good, efficient first season as a starter in New Orleans, replacing Drew Brees until he suffered a major knee injury, torn ACL in Week 8, ending his 21 season at only 7 games. But the Saints will consider bringing him back, but his continued recovery process complicates things for them and other teams with uncertain passing situations. With Winston, the number overall pick in 2015, still has a big arm, but as 2 years with Sean Payton were valuable in making him better protect the ball and play off the running game. Winston can turn into a high upside bridge elsewhere, and they predict the landing spot is going to be the black and gold. And that's what I'm saying. If there's any teams interested in Jameis, and anything's possible, fam, but the feeling is that, like I said, and I'm going to say it again, that whatever Jameis offers gets from other teams, he'll use that as leverage for a deal with the Saints. So hopefully it's not too expensive, but he'll get what he do. The second quarterback on this list, Marcus Mariota, we talked about him earlier. Mariota is the number 2 overall pick in 2015 draft. Remember, Mariota was behind Jameis in the same damn draft. Had some flashes of filling in for Derek Carr, and also had some wrinkled snaps at a dedicated rusher, with Las Vegas turning the page to Josh McDaniels to operate the team and offense. Mariota will try to get into a more favorable spot to compete for a bridge starting gig too. He can help a team for sure with his athleticism, but they also have to trust he can return some of his best efficiency as he showed in his best days with the Titans. And of course, they picking the Buccaneers as a landing spot. Hopefully he don't go there because they don't have an offensive line. Wherever Marcus Mariota goes, it has to be an offensive line that can protect him, because he's let me tell you something, he's a real talented quarterback. He'll stand in there. He's very tall, 6'5". He'll stand in there. He got a gun for an arm. He has good accuracy, and he's really smart, and he sees the field. The issue with Marcus Mariota has always been his injury history. He's one of those guys that just suffering some injuries. When Carr went down, he stepped in and performed admirably. And this time around, he's just 28 years old. Somebody gonna take a shot at him, but whoever take a shot at Marcus Mariota, please have an offensive line, because this guy take hits. He don't take hits too well. He's like, he's worse than Jimmy Garoppolo, but he's near there. Mitch Trubisky, that's right, is on here. He's at 27 years old. Trubisky, number 2 overall pick in 2017. He's getting a high level of manufactured buzz after 1 year behind Josh Allen and Brian DeBoer's offense. He did further develop learning a dynamic passing scheme, but there should be some skepticism. He can bump his play from his final struggles with the Bears. There's enough talent there with his arm and athleticism to possibly be another Ryan Tannehill for a team with a good offensive support system. He might be safer as a type of option versus Winston and Mariota. They picked the Giants. I don't know about that. I'm not a Mitch Trubisky guy. I think Trubisky he was taken way too high in that draft. He should have never been the number 2 overall pick. And even though he spent some time behind Josh Allen, the man probably learned some stuff. But in terms of Mitch Trubisky, I'm from the state of Missouri. You got to show me. I'm from the show me state. I'm from Louisiana, but I'll jump to Missouri and use their term. You got to show me, because I'm not buying the BS when it comes down to Mitchell Trubisky. And of course, Ryan Fitzpatrick is picked to be, he was from the Commanders. Fitzpatrick is up to 9 teams on this career punch card. Will he make it 10? He didn't get a chance to do much with the Washington offense because of a hip injury that wiped out his 21 season. But he lasted 17 years. Somebody going to sign him, because he's a quick fit in any system, as a season backup or a bridge starter as needed. Expect him to return to one of his many former teams as the number 2, perhaps replacing Trubisky behind Allen. They thinking the Bills for him. But you never know, when you got an old veteran quarterback like Fitzpatrick, he can land anywhere, man. He really could. Teddy Bridgewater's on. How do you put Fitzpatrick over Teddy Bridgewater. Goodness. You know, how old is, and they don't even put his age up there. Yeah, that's important to put his age up there. Teddy Bridgewater resurrected his career like Winston, getting into the Saints offense with Breeze and Peyton. He did okay back full-time starting with the Panthers and Broncos, but he's probably most useful as a season backup going forward. He's a good candidate to return to Denver behind someone not named Drew Lock. A lot of people picked him to go to the Browns. Teddy Bridgewater could end up with the Saints if a certain situation fall a certain way. All right, and then they got Colt McCoy. I won't even go there. Tyrod Taylor is there as well. Andy Dalton for real. And Jacoby Brissett is way down here. Brissett, former Colton Patriot, was a decent, making 5 necessary starts for the Dolphins with Tua. He's okay, a dink and dunk caretaker playing off the rest of the offense with some good rushing skills, but he should be relegated to a pure backup duty. And they said Bears as a potential spot for Jacoby Brissett, who's 29 years of age. Damn, how the mighty have fallen. And they got Cam on here. Cam Newton, that is, 32-year-old quarterback. Newton had some moments during his throwback Superman act in Carolina, but the feelings of I'm back quickly gave away to a player with a lot of physical wear and tear, this diminishing arm strength. Newton's biggest remaining asset is his name because he doesn't have the ideal backup makeup. Yeah, he went back, and usually that, I think Cam is washed. He went back where his legend was built, and I think, no. And then they got freaking Joe Flacco down. No. So we're going to just move past all of these guys here. And, of course, you see why Jameis Winston is going to get a lot of burn from other teams. You see that damn list there, boy, you go run up to the top of the list. All right, let me keep on moving here, fam. And, of course, this is from CBS. This is their latest mock draft that they have. As you can see, Ryan Wilson and the rest of the guys have made their mocks. And if you scroll down here to where the Saints pick at number 18, you see where he got Drake London there. A lot of people like Drake London. It's the Saints wide receiver. That's what Wilson is. I think, what's the man's name again? I think he's saying he's Wilson. Yeah, Ryan Wilson is picking in this latest mock Drake London out of USC to be the Saints' first round pick. 6'5". London was a high point catch machine before his 21 season, ended prematurely with an ankle injury. He has all the tools to be a wide receiver 1 in New Orleans, where it feels like Jameis Winston could return. London could line up alongside Mike Thomas or be next in line to replace him should he end up elsewhere next season. And of course, you can see the ratings right here. They compare him to Mike Williams. Jump ball aggressiveness, basketball background allows him to use his body well. And weaknesses, run blocking. He got to work on his run blocking, and they say acceleration. And in 8 games last year, he had 88 catches in just 8 games for over 1,000 yards. He averaged over 12 yards per catch and had 7 touchdowns. Could you imagine what his year would have went through all the way through a full season from this guy? Could you imagine? Okay, and of course, and then we move on to the next one, and then they got the next guy, which is Trapasso, I think his name. Yeah, Trapasso picks the Saints to get Trey Burks from out of Arkansas at the 18 pick. Burks is a big body type who formulating an intimidating duo. Well, Mike Thomas actually like that, man. You have a big guy like Trey Burks and Michael Thomas, man. That'll be pretty impressive. They compare him to A.J. Brown. Strengths is a combination to side. He does have speed. Creating yards after the catch, yak, is good. Weakness is jump ball exposure, footwork into breaks that can be worked upon. But Trey Burks is definitely somebody you want to watch out for. 12 games last year, 66 catches, 1,100 plus yards, averaging 17 yards per catch and 11 touchdowns on the season. So they have some fantastic young wide receivers to help the Saints. Let's move on to the next mock drafter from CBS as they did this. This was Josh Edwards here, and he picks the Saints, gives them a quarterback this time around. Mr. Sam Howell. A lot of people think Sam Howell was the most ready NFL quarterback that's out there. That's what they're saying in the scouting reports, is that Howell is the most NFL ready quarterback. And I don't know about all that, but he played okay if you put the tape on. But they said, we'll see. A run on quarterbacks continues with Howell being the latest selected by the Saints. Is going to be weird for, actually, it's not Howell. I'm sorry. I'm mixing it up. It was actually Pickett. There you go. But Howell, I don't know if I would pick Howell at 18, man. Hell no, I don't think. I mean, you have Ritter. I think Ritter might be more comparable at that position than him. But these are their picks. But anyway, it's going to be weird for New Orleans to open up the 2022 season with Dennis Allen and starting quarterback Howell. Won't happen. Baker Mayfield comparison, throwing downfield showed rushing ability in 21. Weaknesses, holds onto the ball too long. Now I can't stand that. Inconsistent accuracy. No, that ain't gonna work. 12 games, but the guy seen some tape on him. He's all right. I don't know if I'll pick him in the first round though. Over 3,000 passing yards, 62.5 on the percentage, 24 touchdowns, 9 interceptions for North Carolina. So that's who he has us picking. And of course, the next mock drafter for CBS also has the Saints picking up Trey Burks as well with the pick. So that's Drake London Drake London, I'm sorry. And he's doing the same thing the first guy was saying, is that they like Drake London to be the guy. So that's what some of the mock drafters are saying. Stackpole was saying. And then of course, Wilson, he wants the Saints, he looking at the Saints to take a wide receiver in the first round as well. So yeah, that's one of the biggest needs the Saints have. And it could very well be a guy like Drake London that'll be sitting there for them. But you never know, man. We'll see how it all shakes, because the Saints can go in a number of ways for this upcoming draft, man. We'll see how it all pans out. Okay, family, let's do a quick recap of the stories we covered during the show. Saints restructured the contracts of Cam Jordan to New Kpassagnon to create salary cap space. Still got work to do. They also, we went over a list of people that the Saints signed restricted and exclusive free agents as well that the Saints brung on. We went over this right here, and we went into the breakdown on to Granderson and Jalen Dalton getting agreements to come back to the black and gold. You put Juwan Johnson there. You throw in there Albert Huggin as well. And of course, we went over the top 11 quarterbacks available in this free agency. And you can see Jameis Winston entrenched at the top of that list. And of course, went over some of the mock drafters' picks or thoughts on where the Saints should go with the first round draft pick. 2 of the top ones say wide receiver, and 3 of the 4 said wide receiver. 1 guy said a quarterback from North Carolina. I don't think so. So yeah, a lot going on, fam. And as the black and gold continue to kind of keep going and moving and building this team moving forward. So we got a lot of stuff still left to do, where the Saints have to continue to get underneath the cap. And also, we got to look at what we're going to do in terms of in the draft as it approach in April. So we got a lot going on. But the first things first, Saints have got to get the cap situation resolved and then go from there. All right. Okay, fam, we'll go over a few comments and then we're going to end the stream. All right. Tyree said, y'all really worried about the defense more than offense. The offense is terrible. We ain't going to the playoffs if we don't get a good number 2 wide receiver opposite of Mike Thomas. I think this is the year in which they have to. I think it's very clear that the New Orleans Saints offense is nowhere. I ain't gonna say nowhere in terms of talent with the defense, but there's a lot of questions on that side of the ball, and it's complicated with all season stuff like it with Elvin Kamara situation, what happened with him. It's a lot of stuff going on that you have to think about, to be honest with you. So at some point, we have to be able to figure out in which direction do we, in terms of how we need to fix the offensive line. We have to figure that out. That's something we have to look at. So, it's some stuff the Elvin Kamara thing I mentioned, Mike Thomas coming off major injury. He's been absent for the last 2 years. You don't want to put too much on him. You want to be able to get a veteran wide receiver in the second or third round. Second and third tier, wide receiver. You want to be able to get a wide receiver in the draft, maybe 2 of them, to add to the Saints wide receiver room. You may perhaps get a veteran tight end to help steady your tight end room. You're going to have to get good depth underneath the offensive line and figure out who the starters are going to be and what positions they're going to play. So the Saints have some movement that they have to resolve. Getting Doug Marrone there does help the offensive line. But I'm still interested to see how the Saints situate the offensive line. So yes, the offensive line is definitely in a state of transition, especially when we finally do sign the quarterback, hopefully be Jameis on a multi-year deal. The team can then build around him, and then things will start sinking in on what we need to do in the draft. So it'll be intriguing to see how it all works out. But yes, this is the start of it, and we'll see real soon how fast the Saints can get up under that cap, how much money they can save, and how proactive they'll be during free agency. Also, you know, the direction of where they need to go in the draft. Like I said, a couple of wide receivers wouldn't hurt. They're going to have an opportunity to get a really good running back as well, to deal with the Alvin Kamara stuff and offensive line help, and maybe perhaps a quarterback, another quarterback to compete with the like of Ian Book. We'll see. We'll see. This is Dennis Allen now. This is, after all, Dennis Allen running this stuff. So anyway, let's keep it going, fam. As we keep going. Tim says, so we need a pass catching running back in this. Yeah, right. Yeah, and I agree with you. We do need that. Who else we got as well? So who else we got chiming in this thing? Tyree said Garrett Wilson. Yeah, I like Garrett Wilson. I don't know if he falls to us at 18, but it'll be cool. I think Jameson Williams could fall because of his injury situation. Chris Olave could rise, or, you know, depending. Drake London could be there. Yeah, we're going to find somebody. Trey Burks, those are the top 5 you're listing right there. One of those guys will be available there, and do the Saints pass on them? You know, we'll see. All right, so we'll see. Somebody, you know, I think Garrett Wilson to be the first one off the board, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see. What's up, brother Eric? Who that to you, fam? Appreciate you joining in. Jared, 504 Coach says Jared Cook's free agent. Oh, no, we don't need him. Ram said, Q, how many picks do we have in each round of the draft? Let me pull it up, bro, and give you, put it on screen here. And remember, the Saints are going to get some compensatory picks as well. So let me see if I can, give me just a second. I'll pull our draft picks up so you can be able to see them. Hold on. Yep. Give me just a second, fam. Put the draft picks up on the board. But yeah, that's the crazy thing about the whole Saints season is that, man, we facing some stuff, man. We got to get it right, fam. We got to make it right. And I think a lot of the moves the Saints get done is through cheap free agents and drafting well. This is going to be a very important draft for the black and gold, to be honest with you. All right, give me just a second, fam. Okay. All right. Hold on. For whatever reason, I can't get a straight list, so I can show you the actual. Give me a second here. I'll pull it up for you. I get them giving me the mock drafts, but at the same time, well, I guess this one will do. I'll share this one with you. All right, and this is from Draft Tech, and they're just showing you, but you can see some of the picks right here. Let me hold on here. 18, of course, we know about the 18 pick. They got Sam Howell, so they going for Sam Howell. I don't agree with that pick. Then round 2, pick number 49. Round 3, pick 100. Round 4, pick 119. Another round 4, pick 137. Round 5, 161. Round 6, 214. And round 7, 235. And they could have some compensatory picks drawn in that model as well. So like I said, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 picks. Did I count that right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8 picks. You got 8 picks there. Now, do they make all of the picks? I don't think they make all of the picks, but you never know. This year, depending on how the Saints want to kind of how much money they have, so they can be able to get some free agency there, from free agents added to the mix. But 8 picks here, and usually when they have that many picks, they kind of move around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But there you go. That's the order of them right there. All right, Tuck Graph, what's up, fam? Say, hey, Big Q, been a while. Looking forward to the draft. Yeah, I am too, fam. It's getting close. Travis says Carson Strong at 2 or 3. I like Carson Strong too, as well. I don't know what the Saints do, but at some point, when you do sign Jameis on a multi-year contract, I like Ian Book, but I think Ian Book can use a little competition. And if Carson Strong's up there, you grab him and you put him there and you kind of groom him. And, of course, the Saints have opportunity to add wide receivers. They'll have opportunity to add some running backs right there. I mean, they have an opportunity to do some stuff here to kind of help this team win this year. So if they do it right, we can be fine, man. Because the defense is a championship caliber defense. The offense has taken a drop a bit, and we got to be able to add that talent to raise it up again so we can get to where we need to be. And of course, you're looking for talent, Michael Gallup, and they got other guys out there, depending on how much money the Saints will have to be able to compete with the likes of these men. We'll see. All right, so with that being said, fam, listen. Yeah, I'm not high on David Bell either, man. He needs a little work there. He ain't run the best time, but that's not really his thing. He's more like a good catcher of the football, but, we'll see. All right, yeah, there you go, Elite. Tuggraph says, Thomas' health has a lot to do with our first pick. We got a lot of false starts. I wonder about his true condition. Yeah, well, he had 2 years to get it right, so hopefully, and they're saying that he looks good, so hopefully it'll be all right. What's up, Demi, baby? Good to see you. Who that to you? All right, family, that'll be the end of the show there. Much love to the fam. I appreciate y'all joining me for this Thursday installment of the Sports Coma. I will return for our Friday show. I'll have another mock draft ready for you guys. I got another TSC Unleashed that I'm working on that I showed with some of the TSC family members. I gave them a little preview of what we covered. That'll be released this weekend. And might have another one. There'll be another on cue that'll be available on Patreon for all our family members. So if you want to see those shows, they'll be available on Patreon. It'll be a really good one. It's about Dan Moldia, who had a book called Interference covering the NFL. And I'll be going over his stuff, and I have some research I'm going to add to it as well pertaining to the Saints. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys for chiming in the stream. Please feel free to hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, please feel free to subscribe, and feel free to share the show with other Saints family members as well on your social media feed. It helps us out a lot. So with that being said, I hope y'all have a really good rest of your night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on Friday for our Friday stream as well. So who that to you, and I'm out. Peace.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. #1 sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the Sports Coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, Who Dat Nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the Sports Coma, all we know is Saints Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with